I also made it so that the instructions won't repeat. If you hit replay, it won't show the instructions again. So, is it recording?
Yeah. You did such a good job, man.
Thank you.
You did. You did such a good job.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah.
Spent too much time on this.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. So this is your coding. First of all, what's the title of your game?
Super SWAT?
And this is your coding. Can you kind of explain, and what you want to do is highlight certain areas that you're going to talk about, okay? Just with your mouse, okay? Or thing.
All right.
So kind of explain what some of the coding is doing, and you can just say it in your own words, kind of some of the stuff we're seeing, and you can kind of show us the coding, that what it's doing. Okay.
So right here is just a very simple function called stop. That makes it so that it'll stop whenever it gets onto the frame. Then onEnterFrame equals function, which means once it's inside of the frame, it'll have curse equals false. That means the cursor hasn't spawned yet. And then it'll do curse.startDrag, which causes the cursor symbol, the swatter, to follow wherever the X and Y position of the mouse is.
Okay.
And it equals to true. So.
And can you go down to where your where your if statements are, because you have kind of random movement, it looks like, in your
that's
fly.
In a separate symbol,
Okay.
actually.
Do you want to go ahead and kind of show that?
Easy.
Yeah.
And whoops. So inside of here, there is a movement layer actually, and it's got all of this. Well, first of all, there's acceleration equals 78 divided by the fly speed. The fly speed is virtually the number of flies that you've swatted. So over time, the fly will start moving faster and faster. And then there's a new position function, which gives a random X and a random Y variable between 50 and 670. And it'll make it so the fly will move in random directions. And it'll keep repeating the new position function, so he'll keep moving. And then there's an onEnterFrame function, which makes it so when it enters the frame, it'll, if pause game equals false, so if the game is not paused and the fly dead equals false, then it'll give the random X, Y, and R. And the R is actually rotation, and the fly can rotate, which I removed the script, but it can be inputted at any time down here with another function, which is this dot rotation equals AR, and then times 180 divided by math.pi, which gives it a random direction in which it'll rotate.
Okay. So can you go back to your main code and talk about, maybe, do you have some if statements there? And go down to maybe a new one.
They're kind of spread out through all of my symbols, but I'll show you the replay one.
And what were some of the things that you learned throughout the process of doing your game?
I learned a lot. I been somewhat familiar with Flash and CS3,
Mm-hmm.
but I've learned just so much code. I knew how to do some of the artwork, but I've just learned all this code, all these functions, start, drag, and on Enterframe, which is very simple, but I didn't even know how to do that at first. So I've progressed a lot since I've taken game design.
And go ahead and they always want to start the videos with say your name and what grade you're in and what school you go to and the name of your game.
All right. I am John Collins. I go to Westview High School. My game is Super SWAT, and I'm in 11th grade.
Okay. And is there anything else that you want to kind of talk? What were some of the toughest things that you had to kind of figure out?
Well, the toughest thing was probably the glitches, because you'd think it would be easy to fix a simple glitch like for whatever reason the cursor is dragging twice, but it actually takes a lot to fix just the simplest of things. I actually had to have a spawn function so that it'll add to curse start and it'll keep it from respawning. So it'll do curse start plus plus and it'll go to the root timeline and it will go into the variable and add to it so it doesn't keep respawning, which is a lot for just one simple glitch.
Cool. Okay.
I also made it so that the instructions won't repeat. If you hit replay, it won't show the instructions again. So, is it recording?
Yeah. You did such a good job, man.
Thank you.
You did such a good job.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah.
Spent too much time on this.
Yeah. Cool.